Okay, here we are. It's Buck Moore at Bacon Trees, and this is part 2 of how to record a live acoustic performance with 2 cameras. So I don't need that many tracks. Basically, channel 1 of the video camera, I put vocals directly with a microphone directly into the channel. If I was doing this at an actual club, because this is a studio we did it at to make it look like a dirty old club, but if we did it at a club, I would use a mixing board and I would take an auxiliary output of the mixing board and go directly into the camera, or I would split the microphone channel to go to the camera as well as the mixing board. Either way, I've got a feed of vocal on the left channel and a feed of guitar on the right channel. Pan the vocal in the center. Alright, and simply just, this is what the original track looks like. If I go to channels and show both, you see vocals and guitar. But I don't want that because vocals can't be panned left with guitar panned right. It doesn't sound very good. So select vocal track only. I did copy the guitar channel. So if I go back to like right only, that's the guitar right there. Copy. Paste onto another track, copy, paste onto another track. Go back to this track and go to my vocal channel only, so left only, and that's my vocal.
I might never know the answer, but
okay, I'm gonna unsolo that. I've got guitar left, guitar right. Actually, they're not left and right, they're still both pan in the center. So I'm gonna pan one guitar about 75% right and pan the other guitar 75% left. Now, they're still going to be in mono because they're in phase. So, or they're perfectly lined up with each other. So what I did was I took one track and moved it a few milliseconds later than the other one. I just went by ear, so just a few milliseconds. Somewhere between, 8 to 15 milliseconds is where it actually starts to separate in a nice way without sounding like an echo. So if it sounds like an echo, you've gone too far. So I've just nudged it a bit ahead, a few milliseconds, and now it sounds like stereo. So if you listen to this with headphones or a good stereo, you will hear the stereo effect of the guitars. What I also did was I went to one guitar track, and on my channel EQ, I put a low frequency boost at 80 Hertz. So low frequency boost at 80 Hertz, 83 Hertz in this case, 1 octave wide to give it a little more bassiness on that side. And I dipped 3K, just around 3K by almost 3 dB, 1 octave wide to make it sound a little less bright on the left. So on the right track, or they might be mixed up, I might be doing left and right or right and left here, but either way, okay, so this one here is right. So the right channel had a bass boost and a treble decrease, or upper middle decrease, and the other track, which is pan left, 75%, is flat. Both of them have a high-pass filter on around 60 Hertz or so. And over here, I didn't touch the top, so the right, or the left sounds a little brighter than the right, and I've got a nice, pseudo-stereo technique guitar sound. So not much EQ. I didn't do any compression on the guitars, because I like the natural dynamics, but I did do some compression on the vocal channel. So if I grab the vocal channel here, and this is Sony Vegas Pro 11. On the vocal channel, I put a low-mid scoop, my D curve that I've been using, and that is centered at 400 Hertz with a 5 dB cut and a 1.5 octave bandwidth. High-pass filter right around 120 Hertz, and then an upper middle boost at 7K, half an octave, and in this case 2.7 dB boost. That's what I found sounded good, because that microphone had a little more presence than other microphones to begin with, so I didn't want to overdo the top end. I could have left it flat too, but I thought I'd like it sparklier. And that's basically what I did, and then I put the compressor on. My threshold is around 75%, so you'll see if I solo the channel, look at the compression. I just go by visuals and sound, of course.
I might never know the answer, but I've always
So I'm taking the edge off the vocals, basically.
The pain, and I sit here in the evening singing classics to the rain. The music really gets to me, it thickens.
So I'm not overdoing the compression, just taking the top off. So whenever I get a little louder up here, the compressor kicks in. And basically that's it. And then I did one more thing, and I added a stereo track of people applauding in the background from the other camera. So this is what they sound like. Now you can't hear them until they fade in. Now, if I just solo this, I don't know, I'll unsolo everything and just leave that in there so you can hear the performance.
That part of me you stole.
Just bring in the people at the right spot to cheer. And of course I matched it up. If I soloed the vocal channel, you can hear. They're loud enough to come through the vocal channel, and I could have even used that. I didn't even need this camera to do it. But what I could have done was take this, split this waveform, bring it into trimmer, where they're cheering, clapping, and do the same thing. Just put pseudo-stereo, just like I did with the guitars, and then I would have. I would only need 2 tracks in that case, and it'd probably sound okay. But it sounds better with something recording the actual audience, or we'll call it the studio audience. And that's basically it. So that's that many steps to do pseudo-stereo, the very basic acoustic performance, and have it actually sound pretty good. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, and I am looking forward to putting more videos up.
I might never know the answer, but I've always felt the pain when I sit here in the evening singing classics to the rain. I might never know the answer, but I've always felt the pain when I sit here in the evening singing classics to the rain.